is Ivan Gonzalez. I'm a legal assistant, and this is TEIL Firms. This is your TEIL Legal Minute, and this is.
Hi, this is Yan Zhang, Associate Attorney work at TEIL Firms.
And like I said, we're talking about Women's International Business Month. Today we're going to be talking about equity and equality. So let's go into the definition of equity. Equity is giving everyone what they need to be successful. So what does that mean? That means when, let's say, let's say we have a scenario where we have a fence and everybody wants to see over the fence. Equity gives everyone the chance to see over the fence. So we have three people and it goes from medium height to small height to large height. Equity is gonna provide everyone the chance to see over that fence by giving them a stool or something to see over the fence. Equality, however, it just states that there's a fence there and maybe only the tall person can see, but not everybody has the same resources as a tall person. Um, so the definition of equality is treating everyone the same. So no one will be provided a stool or what have you. What is so equity aims to level the playing field. So that's why we're talking about these two things and how it relates to business and international business law. International Business Month, Women's Business Month. I'm sorry. So what's currently happening in business today, Yen?
So based what I have seen as a lawyer in the legal world, I have heard a lot of cases like women, even today, women still say like claim their we still have cases going on like gender discrimination, like sexual harassment. Also, my supervising attorney just give us some interesting information. So United Nations have conventions like elimination of all forms of gender discrimination. It's kind of like a treaties, but unfortunately, those treaties does not have like a practical effect in the life yet because some like legislation reason. For example, like United States, even though the president signed the convention with the United Nations, the Congress still need to prove it, or there are some other process requirements. So it's not every like conventions or treaties that part of the United States legislation, but we do have something in the legislation, so women can always go to court and ask the judge to have the judgment in favor of them because there are gender discrimination like sexual harassment, those stuff. And also women also have some other disadvantage in the workplace, like they have very limited access to a higher level position, like because like there are a lot of not too many women outside in the business world taking control over like a whole department. And there are also that data showing there is a wage gap between male and female. So those are the main issues that I have seen during my life and my work.
Oh wow, that's very interesting. So what are the options for women that are that are not being hired, that are not being hired and expected to accept these responsibilities, these feminist responsibilities, and how does this apply to feminism?
So yeah, we just talk about women who work in a workplace and the issues they run into. So, but for those who are not working, who stay at home, they also have some problems. They have very limited access to finance. They have very like limited access to financial stability, and they have very limited independences. And as what I just shared with my colleagues, I have clerked at the post decree court for a domestic relationship judge, and then cases and cases I see in the court, the couple coming and then they may marry for like several years, and the lady stay at home taking off everything, housework, kids, like supporting the husband at the back. And now the husband coming to the court say, I don't want to stay with her anymore, I want to get divorced. And the lady have to let the judge know like, oh, I don't get any pay from those work, I stay at home and I don't have like further education. If I go out to find a work now, it's very hard for me to find work. And she doesn't also she didn't she I mean those ladies, they don't have enough um, money to afford their life after that. So it always makes me feel very sad for those ladies. Um, so I would say like for those like ladies who are not working uh, who are not working outside, I mean who are working at home, they it will give no opportunity for them to be advanced as individuals.
Yeah, so that must make it really hard, especially with women who are single parent mothers and they have to work all day. Like personal experience, my mother worked all morning and she had to provide services so that I could be watched as a kid. So it was probably really hard for her. Moving on, what is the biggest issue um, preventing equity in workplaces that you can see?
Well, in my opinion, is people's attitude is a very long history that people always have this typical thoughts like oh, women are something else. They are not as smart as men. Like I just told my colleague that the environment I grow up, I'm not growing in United States, but it's like the whole world thing. I grow up in an environment that my family members will say, "Oh, girls are not as smart as boys." Like once you grow up, boys will do excellent work than girls. But what my parents told me is like, no, that's not true. You should do whatever those boys can do. You can do it. There are no differences. You should not have that thoughts in your mind to limit yourself, to limit like, and also discourage your girls' bodies. Yeah, so that's part of I mean the reason that I think those issues come up.
Oh wow, I feel here, it's quite the opposite. Girls are more smarter, more smarter than the boys. Uh, so how do these issues practically, affect women and how they are already in the workplaces, like with sexual harassment, biases, attitudes, or what is cultural? Yeah.
Yeah, so we have mentioned like sexual harassment, like gender bias attitudes, and also Ivan just talk about his story about his mom need to work and take care of him. That also happened to me. Like women always need to have like work life balance. Like I'm always the last one to be picked up by my mom when I was a little kid. My dad, well, at the beginning, my dad didn't take care of that part, and later, my parents kind of like have it down to agreement, and my dad started picking me up sometimes, like if my mom was laid out of work. But it's kind of like I don't think that's like only a example for me. I think that's an example for a lot of people, a lot of life. Even I know my supervisor also have the same issue. Like we need to balance work and life. And also, I have friends who just gave birth to a little cute baby recently, and then we realized that there are also some issues. Even law. I mean, even we have legal requirements for employer to like for some requirement to protect those lady who just gave birth to babies, but it may not enough because what I learned from my friends is that baby will wake up like every 3 hours during the first 3 months, and she is like breastfeeding the baby, so she also need to wake up every 3 hours. And think about it, ladies need to wake up every 3 hours during the nighttime, and daytime they if the employer does not allow them to take off from work, they also need to work, they don't have enough energy to work the whole day. So I feel like maybe for legal part, we need to have some more, like allow women to have some more time to, uh, after they give birth to baby, they can have some more time to take care of the baby and then ready to get back to work.
More time to recuperate. I want to say, and so how can we change the system? Because like I feel the system has a equality aspect, which what you just said with the your friend having to wake up and all that. How can we change the system to provide true equity in the workplace?
Um, I I mean, but like according to my experience, I feel like one thing I would say is family education. It's not only education from school. It's family. Like I grew up in an environment like parents always tell me there are no differences between men and women, and that kind of, I mean, opinions or words is deep in my mind. So I feel like as a lady who has worked in this society, work in a business place, and who may have a family later, I would educate my kids in the same way. No matter you are, I mean, no matter you are a male or female, no matter your girl, like your kid is a boy or girl or both, you should let them know there are no differences. As a boy, you should treat the girl the same way, and as a girl, don't limit yourself because someone else tell you that you are not as smart as the boy. So I think that's one thing that I would like to mention, and also we have mentioned that legislation should pass some more law to protect women in the workplace for like gender discrimination, harassment, also like protect those women who are not working in this, I mean, the business world. Um, there may be some other ideas. How about, what do you think, Ivan?
Um, I think there should be a major cultural shift where it's more equity as opposed to equality. Because I know from personal experience, I have a sister-in-law who's she's working currently right now, and she's pregnant right now, and like her belly's pretty big. So I mean, I feel she doesn't necessarily have to work, and she should be provided like some leeway as to when her belly starts really showing, because like it's pretty big right now.
What if you and your girl are like splitting house, where you split house work with your girl, help her do some stuff at home when you guys like clean the house, or you do this, will you help with that?
Yeah,
How
no,
is that?
most definitely. I feel there's a dire need to split responsibilities if she were to be pregnant. I know we talked about this earlier with why can't the male like feed the baby? Well, because like the baby has to be breastfed. But
But you
yes,
can.
certainly I can't do that. But I mean, if there are already bottles in place, sure I can take off one of her nights, to help assist the baby. Or I love cleaning, so I will tend to do all the cleaning.
That sounds good. I don't like
I
cleaning.
mean, I would clean everything from the roof to the floor, as long as she took care of the laundry properly. I mean, I felt that's like an equal trade, and that's something